Aloha, my fellow aquanauts, and welcome to Think Ocean. In this very exciting episode, I'm going to take you aboard a very special merchant marine ship. It's the SS Jeremiah O'Brien. SS stands for steamship. It's the oldest active merchant ship in the United States of America at this time. It was built during World War II. It was built for World War II. It's an old Liberty ship, and it still gets underway. We're going to get underway today. We're going to fire off the oldest steam engines in the country, if not the world, and sail aboard the oldest merchant ship in the world, for certain, in this country. But first, let's talk about what is a Liberty ship. You know, back in World War II, we're trying to get supplies over to the troops in Europe. The Germans and their wolf pack with their submarines in the North Atlantic were shooting down our ships, sinking our boys into the ocean. You know, more merchant marines, civilian merchant mariners lost their lives in World War II than any other armed service during World War II. So we need to figure out a solution. They're shooting down our ships faster than we can build them. So what are we going to do? We're going to build ships faster than they can shoot them down. Let's read the placard of this amazing ship, the SS Jeremiah O'Brien, the legendary Liberty ship. National Historic Mechanical Engineering Landmark, the SS Jeremiah O'Brien, Fort Mason, San Francisco, California, 1943. The SS Jeremiah O'Brien, an emergency cargo vessel of the type Echo Charlie 2, TAC Sierra, TAC Charlie 1, better known as the Liberty ship, is the sole operative survivor of 2,751 ships, the largest fleet of single class ever built. Wow! They built 2,751 ships in just a few short years during World War II. And the SS Jeremiah O'Brien, the legendary ship, is the sole survivor. And we are going to get underway today aboard her. Let's read more of this placard. This is going to be great. The design stressed minimum cost, rapidity of construction, and simplicity of operation. Her original design and configuration have not been altered. She was built in 56 days at South Portland, Maine by the New England Shipbuilding Corporation. Her triple expansion engines of 2,500 horsepower drove the 441-foot vessel carrying 9,000 tons of cargo at 11 knots. Wow, they built one ship in 56 days. And once the assembly line was up and running, they were putting out 3 to 4 every single day. The ship carried ammunition, grain, and other dry cargo from the United States to Great Britain. And she took part in the Great D-Day invasion in 1944 and later voyaged to ports in South America, Australia, India, and the Philippines. Her namesake was Jeremiah O'Brien of Maine, who led the first naval action against the British in 1775, capturing 2 merchant ships and an armed schooner. Not only is the ship a badass, but the namesake of the ship, Jeremiah O'Brien, Captain Jeremiah O'Brien, is a badass himself, and he did a lot to help America win the Revolutionary War. And we're going to talk more about Captain Jeremiah O'Brien, where he comes from, and what he did to help America during those tough times in the American Revolutionary War. Now, let's get aboard the legendary ship herself, the steamship, the SS Jeremiah O'Brien. We ascended the gangway up to the legendary ship, and we got steam up and running so that we had power to the anchor windlasses. This is a tug that was coming alongside that we could send a line to, and it could pull us off the dock so we could head to sea. This is George about to send a messenger line down to the tug. He'll tie it off to one of those big lines and they'll pull us offshore. This is the forward anchor windlass. It can also be disengaged to just turn a drum that we could wrap the mooring lines around to bring them up, or it could be engaged to bring up those heavy anchors. This is mooring line winch, and we're going to wrap a line around it to bring it up. This is the forward mooring line that is very long and it's full of water and heavy, so we take it to the winch. Eyes on deck! Now some of the lines have short leads and they're thinner, and we have a bunch of guys that help bring them on board. This is the after windlass. And this is the windlass operator. She controls the winch by controlling that handle and letting in just the right amount of steam to make it increase with speed or decrease with speed. The guy on the left there is me on the winch, and I'm bringing in the line. That's the officer on deck there twiddling his finger in the air telling the winch operator to bring up the speed. You can see George over on the right faking down the mooring lines to keep the deck safe and free of trip hazards. Now we're going to bring up the mooring line. You can see the officer in charge there telling the winch operator hand signals. Now he's going to tell her cast off. So she brings the winch down and I cast off the lines. And here we are bringing the lines in as we tie up at the end of the day.
Back down. Load off. Okay, it's off. Wrap her up.
Okay, this was my second time working aboard the Jeremiah O'Brien as a volunteer. All the people that you see working aboard the ship are all professional mariners volunteering their time to get the ship underway. All those people that you see aboard while we were undocking rather, they're all paying customers. The Jeremiah O'Brien has a Coast Guard COI. That stands for Certificate of Inspection. Every year, all ships throughout the country have to get inspected to make sure that they're competent to go to sea and that they can go to sea safely. It's a big deal. The Coast Guard comes aboard and scrutinizes everything. And the Jeremiah O'Brien has one, 80 years later in existence. It's unbelievable. Those old steam engines, Hollywood came to the Jeremiah O'Brien when they needed a triple expansion steam engine, exactly like the one on the Titanic. That's where they filmed all the engine room scenes. Was aboard the Jeremiah O'Brien on that magnificent triple expansion steam engine. You know, I'm going to tell you a little secret here. Hollywood asked me if I wanted that role. They were going to give it to me before that little punk guy, what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that. You know what I told them? I said I was too busy saving this world one ship at a time. As a matter of fact, everything aboard the Jeremiah O'Brien runs on steam. The engines run on steam, the cranes run on steam, the anchor windlass runs on steam, and the windlasses for the mooring lines run on steam. And the helm stations, where the guys steer the ship from, the Jeremiah O'Brien had 3. In case one got shot out, they could go to another. And if that one got shot out, they can go all the way on the stern and steer from there. Now, merchant ships don't have guns. That's the rule. We are unarmed. You cannot shoot us and sink us down. However, that's what the Germans were doing during World War II. They were sinking our merchant ships. We were unarmed, so we had to start arming ourselves. And these boys had 50 caliber machine guns, small cannons with turrets around them that they painted Lady Luck aboard to give them luck in the battles in the North Atlantic Ocean. Now, most of the time, they couldn't fight these Germans in the submarines and stuff like that, and they'd end up in here, in one of these lifeboats in the cold North Atlantic Ocean. My fellow Aquanauts, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you haven't done so already and you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give them a thumbs up and share these videos with others that are interested in the marine environment. And of course, subscribe to this channel. We're looking for our first 1,000 subscribers. We'd appreciate your support. We're at about 690 right now. So let's get them up there. And let's get underway back aboard the SS Jeremiah O'Brien. All right, now let's take a look at the helm. That is the place where the ship is steered from up on the navigation bridge. And this is the primary bridge deck and helm of the Jeremiah O'Brien. And to the right is the gyro compass, which points to true north, and it is electronically powered. In the center here is the magnetic compass, and it would be used if the gyro compass goes out, because the magnetic compass has no power supply, and it points to magnetic north. And this is the engine order telegraph, also known as the EOT, up on the bridge. Down in the engine room, they have the exact same one. Up on the bridge, we move the handle to the desired position of the speed we want to make. For example, we have slow ahead, half, and full ahead, and the same in reverse. As we take a look around the corner here, we see the actual helm, where the sailor would be steering the ship from. My fellow Aquanauts, I hope you're enjoying this video about the SS Jeremiah O'Brien so far. That helm we saw is 80 years old. 80! And it still operates. We're going to operate it today. But I wanted to compare an 80-year-old bridge built in the 40s to a modern-day Maersk container ship bridge, the Maersk Yorktown, which I was on. Let's go check out that footage and compare the two bridges. On the bridge of the ship, the captain will order, full ahead, and the mate on watch will respond with a hearty, aye, aye, captain, full ahead. He'll then take control of the EOT, the engine order telegraph, and move the handle into the full ahead position. As the engine meets the bell of the EOT, the mighty propeller turns hard, and the ship forges a path across the ocean, bound for newfound adventures. My name is Captain John Gibbons, and I'd like to invite you to get yourself a copy of my latest book titled Full Ahead. It's a gripping modern-day maritime novel that ensures the reader is immersed in the water with every chapter of the read, either through shipping, sailing, surfing, or diving. So please purchase a copy today. The book can be found anywhere that books are sold. You can get yourself an e-copy for Kindles and the like, or a good old-fashioned printed paperback version. My name is Captain John Gibbons, and the title of this book is Full Ahead. Aloha. Stepping back in time, we find ourselves on the flying bridge deck of the Jeremiah O'Brien, with the helmsman at the wheel, supervised by the navigation officer of the deck. Here you can see the engine order telegraph and the gyro compass directly in front of the helmsman that he is using to steer a course, with his trusty magnetic compass as a backup. Now, let's get ready to sail underneath the iconic Golden Gate Bridge and the San Francisco Bay Bridge. And let's listen in as the San Francisco Bay pilot and the captain gets clearance to pass through.
Let me check in with you when I get to that weird bridge.
As I mentioned earlier, the ship has 3 bridge decks, and this is the third, the aftermost bridge deck. Now sit back and join the crew of the Jeremiah O'Brien as we set a course bound for sea. Part 2 of this epic video documentary about the SS Jeremiah O'Brien. We're going to go down deep into that engine room, see how it works. We're also going to delve more into the life of that captain, that great captain that the ship is named after, Jeremiah O'Brien. We're going to talk about his life some more. We're going to see what these guys ate, where they slept, and so much more. So please return for part 2 of the SS Jeremiah O'Brien, coming out very soon, I promise. Also, thank you if you did subscribe. If you didn't, please do. We'd really appreciate it. And buy the book. You're going to love it. If you're a mariner, if you like the ocean, okay, if you like sailing, surfing, ships, diving, you're going to love my book. Please give it a read. Until next time, my fellow aquanauts, stay safe in the water, keep yourselves clean and healthy, keep the oceans clean and healthy, and we'll see you on the next one. Aloha.